Hello everybody, I am back on the YouTubes. I decided that I wasn't getting enough of my creative bug out, so aside from cosplaying, which I still do, I decided that I would start doing stand-up comedy. And I don't know what got me started into doing that. I have no cool backstory to give you. I have no no moment of inspiration. It was just like something completely different to do. So I figured, screw it, I'll just go for it. The reason I'm wearing these headphones is so I'm not distracted by external sounds, aka I live in a basement. But so I decided that I was going to start back up this channel and just make content, just make random content. I'll probably include a bunch of stuff about the stand-up, just to do creative stuff. I don't know. Might be some cosplay things in there every so often. But I'm no longer going to make promises like all these YouTubers where it's the, oh my God, I'm back. Channels revamped, even though technically I'm back, I am not promising consistent content. It's more just content for myself. And I decided to wear my Sunday best for such an occasion, a Dragon Ball Z shirt. Because, yeah, I'm an adult. But, so yeah, today is the 14th of March, and I will be doing my 5th set of comedy. I've just been going to open mics and doing about 4 or 5 minutes probably worth of comedy. So I guess how that started. A couple months ago, I started doing a comedy debate in my town, or the town over, that our buddy Sean Carter does. And I decided, hey, why not? I would, go check it out. Seems like a lot of fun, which I did. And one day, I think he asked, or somebody else asked, or like, hey, why don't you try doing that debate? So I did it. And I did the, I actually don't remember what the first episode was I did. I'll try to find that and post it below somewhere. But it's on the Pick Aside Stupid podcast, which if you are not following, I encourage you to do so. And it was a pretty good time. What happens in that show, the premise there, is that you get up on stage, it's you versus another person, and the judge, aka host, Sean Carter, gives you a topic, and you have to then you choose a topic. If you're the first person up, that's all wrong, actually. Really all wrong. See, I have not practiced anything. So the two people come up on stage. He chooses one person. It says, do you want to go first or second? Then the person who goes first gets to choose the topic that they want to debate. Because there's actually more pressure being the first person than the second, because you don't have time to actually let the topic sink in or the question sink in and come up with an answer. So to me, it's kind of like an improv type of show, but I've been told it's not considered improv. I don't know what to be considered at that point, to be frank. But so I did it, and I've been doing the show every week for, I'd say, about a month. No, 2 months, probably 2 months. I might not get a shot tomorrow because the show's gotten so popular that they can't fit everybody on the show who actually wants to do it. So we'll see what happens there. But last Sunday, I ended up going on Facebook and seeing another comedian posting about an open mic he was going to in the area, Mr. Legacy Lloyd Sharp. And on it, I was just going to go just watch some comedians do some open mic work. I had previously been writing down some topics I'd want to cover someday. No actual game plan with it, just ideas. So I went to the show. It was at Jacques, I always mess that up too, in Boston. And when I get there, there's a pretty decent audience of 15 maybe 20 people, probably close to 15. And, it turns out that the audience was comprised of comedians who were just going to go up and practice some of their material. So I asked Lloyd, I was like, hey, is there still a sign-up sheet for this show? He said yes. So I went up to Mitzi there, who was the hostess of the show, and said, can I put my name on a list? She said yeah. And at that moment, I had about 30 minutes to come up with some actual material to say. I went to my seat, wrote some stuff down, and then they called my name. I was the last one on stage. Just went for it. Gotta say, it was a lot of fun. Public speaking has never been so much of an issue for me as much as I hate having to memorize a script. I'd rather have a topic to cover and then just on the fly wing it. But in comedy, there's actually, I guess, more to it because you have to throw those funny parts in there. So I'd say I got lucky in that shot. Then I proceeded to leave the venue. I went on the Facebook again and saw that Legacy had, on his Legacy 2K19 tour, as he calls it, he went to a second open mic after he left the one I was at. So you have that hard decision where you're like, okay, I can call it a night, get home early, and wake up at a decent hour for work, or just say screw it and go do another one. So I hopped in my car, put it in the GPS. It was 20 minutes from where I was. So, all right, we're going for it. So I drove all the way out into Jamaica Plain, and that was a much bigger show. When I got there was probably about 30 to 40 people, I'd say, in that audience. And the funny part about comedy, I'm starting to realize when you go to these open mics, is people will go, put their names down, and then as it gets later into the night, if they've already gone, they just leave. So where I may have had a percentage of maybe one in the nervous category, it dropped to absolute zero towards the end of the night, because at that point it was 12:45 in the morning, maybe 1. And I was dead last in the lottery for the show. So by the time I went up, I had probably, 10 people to tell jokes for. So proceeded to, on the way there, brainstorm some ideas. I wrote those ideas down, got up on stage, and just kind of went for it. Again, I think that was a success in that case, just because it was all new ideas I was just spewing out. And of course, when people ask how long I've been doing comedy, and I said 4 hours, I think it made more sense to them why I was all over the place with my thoughts. So yeah, I did that one, and then I ended up doing, I think I did 2 more after that. I did one Monday also in Boston, and then I did one on Tuesday in Cambridge. So today is Thursday. I took Wednesday off. I went to sleep at a decent hour for the first time in a little while. And I will be doing a short set here in Quincy, Massachusetts. So, of course, I look forward to an episode afterwards where I can tell you how that went when I actually strategized and made a plan, rehearsed it a couple times with my buddy, and we'll see what happens on that one. But I should probably figure out a way how to time this. Let me see, what's the time on it so far? 11 minutes. 11 minutes of jibber jabbing. Actually, it might be less, because I think most of the beginning I didn't say anything. I just sat here. So yeah, as far as this being hopefully a weekly show, if I get some good ideas and want to cover some interesting topics, I hope to make it a weekly show. Maybe they'll come out every Friday, which means that by the time this comes out, I would have already done the set here in Quincy. And I might want to just cover random things, not just MMA, which was my original plan before the cosplay. So I'll probably say in the comments to put down some topics you'd want to cover. Could be MMA, could be cosplay, it could still be fitness stuff, even though I'd say the YouTube fitness industry kind of fizzled off, just kind of faded away. I'm not sure. I guess you can only promote so many supplements before people kind of get tired of your stuff. As you can see behind me, we can talk nerd stuff too. The new Marvel Avengers Endgame trailer came out today, so I could maybe we'll just do a video on that now. Yeah, fuck it, we'll just do that. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just give my thoughts on the new Avengers trailer. I can do that. I'll start planning out what these episodes would be. Maybe there's like a short comedy segment of like recapping what it's like starting out in comedy. I'll proceed into some nerd stuff, and maybe I'll do like a current event. What do you guys think of that? Maybe a current event. I'd like to have some friends do the show too. I say the show like it's a thing. But it would be pretty fun to do that. So yeah, the Avengers Endgame trailer came out today, and I gotta say, because here's the part where all of a sudden I become the butthurt fanboy. I did not want this trailer. Now, let me lead off by saying this. Did I think the trailer visually was awesome? Yes. I thought that trailer was like a 10 out of 10. Did that trailer get me hyped for this movie? Yeah, definitely did. I'm definitely excited for Endgame. However, there are things in that trailer I didn't need another trailer to want to see this movie. This movie, as everybody knows, has been gaining traction since the post-credit scene in Infinity War ended. So they had like a teaser trailer at one point, I believe, and then they came out with the actual full-length trailer, which was dope. I mean, that full-length trailer, Tony Stark's in space sending a message to Pepper. You got the Avengers on Earth where, civilization has just faded away. And then at the end of the trailer, Ant-Man shows up. Like, oh shit, he made it out of the quantum realm, where he got stuck in Ant-Man vs. Wasp. But that's where it left off, and you're like, all right, I know people have to die in this movie. I know some people from the first movie are dead. Like, there's that whole thing of like, you have the Infinity Stone dead concept, but then you have the hard dead. So you'll have the people like Loki and Gamora who are hard dead, and then you have like Peter Parker, Black Panther, who are Infinity Stone dead. They're probably in an Infinity Stone or something. But so this new trailer comes out. You get more of Ronin, which we've all wanted to see. You get more of the you get more of the new uniforms that the Avengers is going to be using, probably to do some quantum stuff, because time travels in this movie. Assumed time travels in this movie. You get Captain Marvel in there. We can do a video on that. And then the part that really gets me, they're doing the slow-mo walkout like they do in like Top Gun, for example. The crew's walking out like to go do their battle or whatnot. Classic. Actually, no, because they said that these trailers would be only the first quarter of the movie. But what's traditionally like your classic, like, we're rolling out as a team, we're going to defeat somebody. They're walking out. Shout out to Rhodey, because actually the War Machine suit with the whole red and white, awesome. But you see Tony Stark, and that throws a wrench in what now if Tony Stark does not get saved by Captain Marvel, and brought back to Earth, then they might just have that in there as like a fake part of the trailer, right? Remember how like the Incredible Hulk was in that running scene in the Avengers trailer before Infinity War? I'm kind of hoping they do that with Tony Stark here. Like they have Tony Stark in that walkout moment, but it turns out that's fake, and he actually did not make it back from space. Or he's also not in the Iron Man. No, because the Iron Man suit, he has it as the nanobots. I'd say that'd be a pretty interesting twist if it turns out he did not make it back from space, or maybe he transfers himself into AI, like they did in the comic books, something along those lines. But I wouldn't. There's like that glimmer of hope. I'm hoping that like that segment in the trailer, which kind of spoils that, is not real. I think that'd be pretty dope thing to see. But yeah, overall, on that trailer, did not. I just feel like we didn't need it. Because we were already hyped as it was. Currently, the new Star Wars movie has hype, and there's no trailer on it. I think mainly it's just because we're all hoping that JJ recovers this series. I can do a video on that because I'm like angry fanboy on that one too. I don't think there's any way he could save that series, but who am I I can't predict the future. But yeah, so the Endgame trailer was pretty dope, and I don't know. I just hope that they truly have only been showing like the first quarter of this movie in the trailers, and they're keeping a lot of it secret because you still haven't seen Thanos aside from like the hand through the tall grass thing. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, overall, I mean, it was an awesome trailer. If that trailer came out without the other trailer, it still would have been good. I just don't think we need any more content on that. I think everybody's already sold. Even though Captain Marvel had all sorts of like, the whole protest going on against it, and like people, fanboys being like, fuck you, Disney, for pushing this stuff on everybody. I think all of that will be forgotten by the time that Endgame's coming out. I don't think you need a trailer to turn, to get us back or something like that. So yeah, I'll end this short episode with that. I'll call this one episode 0. Or you know what? Maybe, it'd be kind of fun. Eugene S. Robinson, right? If you don't watch the show Stomper, you should, if you're an MMA fan. I think you should watch it in general just because he's rather entertaining with his rants. I call him my like MMA conspiracy theorist. He doesn't have a lot of conspiracy theories, but sometimes what he does, I think they're pretty interesting. Before he was doing the show Stomper, he did a show called Knuckle Up, and he counted backwards on the show, where by time what was it? It wasn't like 100 to 0. I feel like it was like he did episodes like 1 to like 50, and then said I'm gonna go backwards from like 200 to like 100 or something like that. The goal in mind was that if he didn't win MMA Journalist of the Year, he'd set himself on fire live on YouTube. Spoiler alert, he reneged on setting himself on fire. Still, I love his show. So I think I'm going to do a count backwards on this. I'm going to, let's see, today's March 14th. I guess every podcaster, comedian would have a goal of being on Joe Rogan. So we'll go with that. We'll roll with that concept there, and we'll say this is episode 250. Now we'll aim high here. This is episode 200. That didn't make any sense. This is episode 200, and every episode we're going to count backwards. And in 200 episodes, by the time we get to episode 1, I'll set a goal for being on the Joe Rogan podcast. Because fuck it, why not? If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. But, we'll just do that. We'll say this is episode 200. Next one will be episode 199. And by the time we get to episode 1, I will see you on the Joe Rogan podcast. So fuck it. Hey, maybe I'll even wear this my Dragon Ball Z shirt here from Hot Topic. I'll wear my Sunday best. So I have no official beginning or end credits to this. I will just record and post every week, maybe twice a week. That's all I got. So, yes, and you can end now. Oh, you can also hit like and subscribe at the bottom. Or, you could give it a thumbs down. Cool. Just do that. Just give them every video. If you're truly a fan, just thumbs down that video. And we'll go from there.